Hello boys and girls. So in today's math lesson, we're going to talk about how to multiply whole numbers and decimals using partial products or the box method, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is look at that whole number that we're multiplying by. And we're going to break it apart by place value just like you would if you were using the box method to multiply two whole numbers. So 24 will be broken up into 20 and 4. Good job. So we're going to write that right here. Now, when I break up 7 and 8/10, I don't have anything in the tens place like I did in 24. I only start in the ones place. So I'm just going to break up my ones and then my tenths. But I have to include that decimal in my tenths, okay? So I'm going to break it up into 7 and 8/10, okay? So now we're going to do just like normal. We're going to multiply the two numbers on each box. So we'll start here and we have 20 times 7, 140. We'll move to 4 times 7, 28. Now we have 20 times 0.8. We're going to act like that decimal is not there for just a second and just say, what is 20 times 8? 160. Now, how many places were behind that decimal? Just one. So I need one number or place behind my decimal in my answer. So my real answer of 20 times 0.8 is just 16. Okay, so same thing with 4 times 8/10. We're just going to pretend that decimal's not there for a second. 4 times 8 is 32. Now let's go back and say I had one place behind my decimal. So that decimal goes right in between the 3 and the 2. Now, what do we do when we're doing the box method with all these numbers inside the box? That's right, we add them together. And when we add decimals, our decimals are stacked. So we're going to stack those decimals up and add our numbers. 140 plus 28 plus 16 plus 3 and 2/10. If you would like, you can add a 0.0 after your whole numbers so that you have all your decimals lined up. You can also drop zeros in any of your blank spaces so that you can stay straight with which line you're adding. We always start on the right. 0, 0, 0, and 2 is just 2. Bring that decimal straight down when we're adding. 8 and 3 is 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. Drop that 7, carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. And then 1, 0, 0, and 0 is just 1. So our answer is 187 and 2/10. We're going to do one more together. We have 76 times 8 and 2/10. We're going to break up our whole number first. So we're breaking up 76 into 70 and 6. And then we're going to break apart 8 and 2/10 on the top to 8 and 2/10. Okay, we're going to start here. 70 times 8. Remember, if you're unsure, you can do 8 times 7 and then add a 0. So we know it's 560. Then we move to 6 times 8, 48. Now we move to 6 times 2/10. Remember, we just do 6 times 2 is 12, and we have one place behind the decimal. We have 6 times 2 again, and we just figured that out, so we can do that easily, right? Now, I made a mistake when I was working out that problem. Did you recognize the mistake that I made? I did, right? I did 6 times 0.2 twice, but what was I supposed to multiply by 0.2 in that top box? 70. So everybody makes a mistake, guys. It's totally okay. That's why you look back over what you did and see if it makes sense. I saw, I shouldn't have multiplied the same thing twice because I did it on this side. So maybe I did something wrong. And I did, right? So 70 times 2/10 is going to be 140 with one place behind the decimal, so 14. Now we're gonna add all of our numbers on the inside by lining up our decimals. I'm gonna go ahead and put a 0.0 on the end of my whole numbers. That way I can line up these decimals easier. 560 plus 48 plus 1.2 plus 14. And I'm gonna fill in those zeros because that helps me know where I'm adding. Always start on the right. 0, 0, 2, and 0 is 2. Drop that decimal down. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. Drop my 3, carry my 1. I know that 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Drop that 2, carry that 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. So my answer is 623 and 2/10. Guys, I just want to remind you that today's lesson is not a way that you have to multiply. This is just another strategy that you can use to multiply. If you would rather line them up and do it the traditional way, just like this, that's totally fine. You can multiply that way if that works better for you. Whichever strategy that I have taught so far, or that you know how to multiply with decimals, you can use, okay? There's not one set strategy that you have to use. So on the assignment below, you'll have just a couple of quick questions where you'll be asked to multiply whole numbers by decimals. Use whatever strategy works best for you. Can't wait to see you guys on Monday.